Hi, I'm Livy. I'm the president of Pi Media.
Hi, my name is Ike Ebi and I'm the president of the African and Caribbean Society.
Hi, my name is Bella Talbot and I'm acting as the spokesperson for Students for Global Health Society.
Hi, I'm Ryan Moussaoui and I'm the president of UCL's AI Society, as well as the lead for the Google Developer Club.
And my name is Khadija and I'm the president of the Geography Society at UCL.
Hi, I'm Yusuf Mahmoud, the Outreach Director of the Flemic Society.
I'm Claire, the Vice President of Sign Language Society.
President of Women Engineering Society.
Hi there, my name is Nadeem Chaudhry and I'm the president of Bank Society.
Hi, I'm Meg, the president of UCL Netball Club.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I'm president of UCL Entrepreneurs.
Hi, my name is Hira Sharif and I'm the president of UCL Pakistan Society.
I'm Rupali and I'm from the Kinesis Magazine Society.
Hello everyone, my name is Salman, but y'all can call me Raf. I'm the president of Climate Action Society 2019/2020. As you can see from the title of what I'm going to be doing, climate action is something that is very dear to my heart. It's something that I'm passionate about because I think it is the source of so many different issues around the world.
Unsustainable mining of rare earth metals, huge amounts of habitat destruction, or even the insane amounts of pollutants that are being ejected from these electronic manufacturing companies into our oceans and into our atmosphere. Our society feels this urgency where if we don't act soon, there won't be a future.
Climate action is important to us for the same reason it should be important to anyone else. It's our world, we only have one, and it's our job to take care of it. It's our responsibility as individuals to do what we can, when we can, in the hope that one day we will build up the momentum and pressure as a collective to effect policies that will bring about changes to the climate situation on a global scale.
Climate change has been a global problem. For example, in the past few years, we have seen severe weather changes, a rise in sea levels, etc., which has affected everyone in this world, especially for the poor and the vulnerable. So that is why it is up to us, the younger generation, to take urgent climate action in order to tackle climate change.
Climate action to me means us, the young generation, who, as cliche as it sounds, are the future and are the generation most likely to be affected by climate change. It means for us to make changes in our daily lives, to live in a more responsible and in a more sustainable way. Not only that, but it's important for us to use our voices and the knowledge that we have to elect governments who are making environment-friendly decisions and who are prioritizing the environment right now above anything else.
Climate action is any type of event or engaging in any kind of event which helps to protect our lands, our lakes, our waters, our atmosphere from harmful toxins. For example, greenhouse gas emissions. It is important because nowadays we live in such a materialistic society where technology is all around us and our mobile phones are all powered by electricity, which is created by burning fossil fuels, which is very bad for our environment.
Climate change is caused by human activities which are affecting our lives and the future of our planet. By addressing climate change, we can build a more sustainable world for everybody, but we need to act now.
It's impacting people from all around the world today, from our well-being to our wallets. We're seeing the effects of a world transformed by rising temperatures and changing climate patterns. Climate change is truly bad for water security, bad for agriculture, and especially bad for economy.
All and any actions of those in first world countries impact less privileged countries. Our simple disregard of using plastic bags or ignorance when it comes to factories that are polluting our waters may not affect the continuance of our lives, but they affect the lives of those in third world countries. Climate action means a lot to me, both as an individual and as a geographer. Of course, geographers are a lot of the time looking at things like poverty alleviation and development and economic prosperity, and a lot of those topics are rendered kind of futile if we're not also looking at climate change.
Climate action to me means widespread and rapid structural change across all sectors of society at all scales, because this is what I think needs to happen in order to stop irrevocable temperature rise, especially top down, because there's such a focus on what the consumer can do, but ultimately businesses and governments need to implement laws and good practice in order to really tackle climate change.
I think we've listened to and spoken about and debated over potential solutions to climate change for long enough. Now we actually need to take action. Climate action is indisputably an urgent global issue, and it's our duty to preserve our planet for the future generations.
I think one of the biggest focuses for Climate Action Society going forward this year is to empower students to understand that change happens on a consumer level. It's about empowering students to reshape and reconceptualize what sustainability means, how our choices affect the grand scheme of things, how the food that we eat, the clothes that we wear, all affect climate change, and how we as consumers and individuals can start making change from a bottom-up level. I think it's also going to be about putting pressure on those exploitative companies and entities on making change. And more than it just affecting people, it affects so many other issues. For example, food insecurity, displacement, mass migration, energy insecurity, disease. All of these things have climate, degradation at the source.
As university students, we are part of a new generation that can make a change in our society. We are in a privileged position where we have the ability to make a change in the world for the better or worse. So why shouldn't we use our power for the better to raise awareness on the importance of protecting our environment? Women Engineering Society has and will continue to support the protection of the environment. Instead of printing out flyers, we have been marketing our events primarily through social media. We've also been ensuring that the companies we're collaborating with pursue their own sustainability goals. Moreover, at our events, we are favoring plant-based food in order to reduce our carbon footprint.
We think that the changing climate is an issue of unparalleled and unprecedented scale. That's why at Pi Media we're committed to representing the views and interests of UCL students. We're really excited to partner with the Climate Action Society this year as their main news provider. We want to shed light on climate action across our media platforms, and we're really looking forward to getting started.
UCL Entrepreneurs intends to support and fund UCL startups focusing on solving problems related to climate change. This is how we want to give back. We want to push UCL students to take more responsibility, take action, and use their creativity, brilliance, and ambition to make a difference to the world in a massive way.
This year in UCL Netball, I'd like to elect a sustainability officer in each team who's responsible for making sure that the team is acting in a sustainable way. For example, tidying up after themselves, recycling any rubbish, and making sure that they use public transport rather than taxis and Ubers. I'd also like to introduce £1 fines for anyone who brings plastic water bottles for training or matches. Hopefully, we won't get many fines, but if we do, I'd like to donate the money that we do get from fines to Energy Saving Trust at the end of the year. As we have a new sponsor this year, we're also getting new dresses for everyone in the club. To be sustainable, I'd like to make sure that all of the plastic packaging that it comes in is recycled, and that our perfectly good old dresses are donated to a mutual friend that I have in Pakistan who is in need of netball dresses and netball kit. UCL Netball do group dress washes, which will save water and electricity. And finally, this year we are not playing our box matches at Shenley. This means that we will not need to have a coach to Shenley. We can use public transport or walk to our much more local venue. UCL Netball pledges to be a sustainable club, and we cannot wait to follow through with this.
On behalf of Sign Language Society, we could take climate action by perhaps creating QR codes for freshers to scan instead of handing out leaflets during Freshers' Fair, and maybe to reduce the use of disposable cups by encouraging people to bring their own reusable cups during socials, which could reduce the use of plastic as well.
The way that ACS hopes to do more is to cut down completely on single-use plastics and non-biodegradable cups at social events, and we'll be seeking out more ecological alternatives.
Students for Global Health is hoping to go paperless next academic year, so we're doing online marketing instead of handing out flyers, for example, and at the Freshers' Fair we're going to use QR code scanners, and at socials we're hoping to go plastic free.
Balance Society would definitely cut down on plastic cups, maybe give paper cups. Other things we could do is show more awareness of climate action on social media. We would definitely do much more events with CAS.
With Geography Society, we are giving out water bottles to our new members to kind of send a strong message on sustainability and sustainable everyday practices. And I do think that if we all work together, we can make a difference, because, you know, these small practices we do now, they seem like they don't mean much, but, you know, as they start to shape our character, when we do go to work for these big companies that have huge influence in regards to climate change, we can then use our voices to implement sustainable policies and practices.
Our society wants to make a pledge to make our events a lot more sustainable, whether that's through the encouragement of the use of reusable cups at our socials, or reducing our overall meat consumption through providing more vegetarian options. And what we're most passionate about, actually, and most interested in doing, is extending this sort of open invitation to other tech-focused societies to raise more awareness about this issue at hand through various different events throughout the year, whether it's hackathons or speaker events, where you bring people working in green tech maybe, or bringing speakers who are talking about the impacts that industries have been having on the environment. So that's an open invitation that we'd like to extend out to. And as for the Google Developer Club, we're all about being the change that we want to see in the world. And we have lots of different projects that we're starting out using interesting technologies and things from interesting fields like machine learning, material science, AR, VR, this sort of thing. And I'd love to see, and we'd love to see, if we could form a team around green technology and looking at solving these issues that we see today. So that's definitely something we'd love to explore as well.
This year at UCL Pakistan Society, we plan to make some changes in order to reduce our carbon footprint. So things like increasing the amount of vegetarian options at our events to ensure that there's an equal number of meat and vegetarian options, and also things like asking people to bring their reusable cups and mugs to events where we're serving tea. Things like that, small changes which may sound like nothing but will at the end of the day have their own impact.
As a society, we all acknowledge the dangers of climate change and how important this discussion has become. As a result, we've decided to take some initiative by using little to no plastic to our events and making sure that any garbage or waste from these events is then recycled. Furthermore, during any events we'll be hosting at schools, we'll make sure to bring up the topic of climate change and discuss with students how engineering can be used to arrive at practical solutions to the issue, since awareness for the next generation is key. Finally, we'll be hosting a project in which we target communities in need, and we'll make sure that any materials or devices built or used by this project will be sustainable and eco-friendly.
Those of us in the Kinesis magazine aim to inspire people to combat climate change, and we plan to collaborate with Green UCL to understand how we can change our practices to become more sustainable. We hope that our efforts will also inspire more people to protect the future of others. We know the problem, and we can find the solution by collaborating with others and uniting in this fight against climate change. The bigger our effort, the more it will enforce those in power to influence policies to take in action for the greater benefit of our society.
Power to the people, guys. Peace.
So those were interesting viewpoints of societies on climate change. For more information, go right ahead and check out Sustainable UCL at the Welcome Fair on the 28th and the 29th of September, where you can find out more about what UCL is actually doing to address the climate emergency. But most importantly is what you can do to help. It's something as small as a reusable bottle every single day, and you can claim that for free when you're at the stall, so we'll see you there.